Have you ever felt like walking every day was supposed to be enough? Like you're doing what every doctor says? Getting your steps in, staying active, but somehow your joints still hurt, your energy still dips by afternoon, and you're not moving quite like you used to? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common frustrations I hear from people over 65. And here's something that might surprise you. Walking, while beneficial, is no longer the gold standard for staying strong and mobile in your later years. The truth is, as we age, not all movement benefits our bodies the same way. Some types of exercise may actually put stress on your joints and wear you down rather than build you up. That's why in today's episode of Elderly Reflections, we're diving deep into two powerful exercise alternatives that go beyond walking routines that help you build strength, protect your joints, and support your independence long after 65. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll share one simple tip that ties these practices together and makes them easier to start than you think. Now let's begin with the first one, water-based exercise. I'll be honest with you, this one changed the game for me personally. Whether it's swimming, water aerobics, or just walking through the shallow end of a pool, exercising in water provides a full-body workout that's gentle on your joints but incredibly effective. See, the magic of water lies in its buoyancy. It supports your body, reduces the pressure on your knees, hips, and spine, and allows you to move freely without the pounding of hard pavement. For seniors struggling with arthritis, stiffness, or joint pain, water exercise can feel like a breath of fresh air after years of uncomfortable movement. And here's what the science tells us. According to the American Physical Therapy Association, aquatic workouts are one of the safest and most beneficial forms of exercise for older adults. They don't just ease pain, they actually help build strength, improve cardiovascular health, increase flexibility, and support balance. Think about it, in the pool you can challenge your balance in a way that's nearly risk-free. If you lose your footing, there's no hard floor waiting for you, just the gentle support of the water. That's why so many therapists recommend water therapy to seniors recovering from surgery or trying to regain mobility after injury. Let me share a story that really brings this to life. George, a 73-year-old retired librarian from Michigan, had always been an active walker. Every morning, rain or shine, he took his 3-mile loop around the neighborhood. But a few years ago, that routine started causing more harm than good. His knees ached, his ankles felt swollen, even his sleep was being affected. He thought maybe it was just aging, that he had to slow down. But then his doctor suggested he try a water aerobics class at the community center. George went twice a week. Within 2 months, something remarkable happened. His pain reduced, his energy returned, and for the first time in years, he slept through the night. What shocked him most wasn't just a physical change, but how good he felt emotionally after each session. Less tension, more peace, a sense of capability he thought was gone for good. That's the beauty of water. It renews both body and spirit. And you don't have to be an athlete to start. Even if you're not a swimmer, simple pool exercises like water walking, leg lifts, or slow mouse jogging in waist-deep water can activate muscles you rarely use while walking. Just 20 to 30 minutes a few times per week can lead to noticeable improvements in strength, flexibility, and confidence. If you have access to a pool, in a gym, a senior center, or even your own backyard, give this a try. You may be amazed at how much better your body responds when it's moving in a medium designed to support you, not strain you. Now let's shift to the second exercise that often gets overlooked, but is absolutely essential after 65. Strength training. Now before you imagine bench presses and heavy weights, let me stop you right there. Strength training for seniors doesn't mean lifting like a bodybuilder. It means using light resistance, sometimes just your own body weight, to keep your muscles strong and your bones healthy. Why is that important? Because as we get older, we naturally lose muscle mass. It's called sarcopenia, and it happens faster than most people realize. By the time we're in our 70s, we've already lost a significant portion of our muscle strength unless we actively work to maintain it. And here's the kicker. Walking doesn't fix that. Walking keeps your legs moving, yes, but it doesn't build muscle the way resistance training does. Without strength training, everyday tasks like standing up from a chair, carrying a laundry basket, or getting in and out of a car can become harder. That's not just frustrating, it's a real threat to your independence. Let me introduce you to Linda. She's 69, widowed, and used to be a daily walker like George. But about a year ago, she noticed she was feeling more off balance than usual. One day, she stumbled on the curb while taking out the trash and realized something had to change. That's when she started doing simple strength exercises at home. Nothing fancy, just seated leg lifts, wall push-ups, and some resistance band pulls. She did them 3 times a week, about 15 minutes each session. Within 2 months, she noticed a change in her posture. She stood taller, her legs felt steadier, and more importantly, she stopped worrying about losing her balance in public. She felt capable again. She told me, "I'm not trying to impress anyone. I just want to stay strong enough to live on my own." That's my version of success. And she's right. Strength training isn't about muscle size, it's about maintaining function. The National Institute on Aging says that resistance training just twice a week can significantly reduce your risk of falls, improve bone density, and even support better blood sugar control and heart health. Think about that. With just a few simple movements, you can regain the strength you thought was gone forever. It's about doing what matters. Getting out of bed without help, standing up without pain, picking up your grandchild, walking without fear. So here's the takeaway. Walking is still valuable, but it's only part of the equation. If you want to feel strong, confident, and independent after 65, you need to go a little deeper. Water-based workouts and strength training aren't just safe alternatives to walking. They may actually be better in many ways. They support your joints, activate your muscles, and protect your mobility for the long haul. And you don't have to start big, just start. If you're someone who believes exercise has to be intense to be effective, I'm here to shift that thinking. Because sometimes the most powerful movements are the slowest ones. In fact, what if I told you that one of the most beneficial exercises for seniors over 65 involves barely moving at all, and yet it strengthens your entire body, improves your balance, and even lifts your mood? That's exactly what we're going to uncover in this second part of Elderly Reflections. If you've ever felt like walking just isn't giving you the stability or peace you crave, or if you've been too intimidated by high-impact workouts, this part is for you. Today we're looking at 2 gentle but deeply transformative practices: Tai Chi and Qigong. These ancient arts have been practiced for centuries, but recent science is finally catching up and confirming what older cultures always knew, that these movements are more than just exercise. Let's begin with Tai Chi. Maybe you've seen a group of older adults in the park, moving slowly, almost like a dance in slow motion. That's Tai Chi, and while it may look simple, don't be fooled. It is one of the most sophisticated forms of movement for seniors, seeking balance, coordination, and clarity. Tai Chi is rooted in Chinese martial arts, but practiced for its health benefits today. It focuses on flowing from one position to another in a slow, deliberate way, while maintaining posture, breathing deeply, and staying aware of your body. The result? A powerful combination of physical activity and mindfulness. Something that not only works your muscles, but your brain too. And let me be clear, this isn't just about looking graceful, it's about preventing falls. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that seniors who practice Tai Chi regularly reduce their risk of falling by nearly 45%. That's not just a number, that's lives changed, hospital visits avoided, and confidence restored. Take Richard, for example. He's 75, used to be a science teacher, and sharp as a tack. But after turning 73, he started feeling off balance. Literally, he'd get dizzy when bending down or find himself swaying slightly when standing too long. He wasn't sick, just unsteady. His daughter encouraged him to join a beginner Tai Chi class at their local community center. He was skeptical at first. "It's just waving your arms slowly," he joked. But he went twice a week, and within 2 months, everything changed. His gait became steadier, his steps more grounded. And more than anything, he felt calm. That surprised him the most. For someone who always had a busy mind, the quiet rhythm of Tai Chi gave him mental stillness, a feeling he hadn't known in decades. Today, he says those classes are the best part of his week. "It's like brushing my brain," he told me once. "My thoughts feel cleaner after." Tai Chi doesn't require any equipment, no gym membership. You don't even need shoes, just a quiet space, a comfortable outfit, and your willingness to move slowly with intention. You can follow an instructor, join a group, or simply watch online videos designed for seniors. Start with 10 minutes a day. The key isn't perfection, it's presence. Being in your body, being in the moment. And that, my friend, is where healing begins. Now let's talk about Qigong Ganga. Tai Chi's quiet cousin. While they're similar, Qigong is even gentler. It's less like a dance and more like a meditation in motion. Qigong, which literally means energy work, combines slow, repetitive movements with deep breathing and visualization. Its goal is to balance your inner energy, or qi, while supporting your body's natural rhythms. You don't need to believe in energy fields or Eastern medicine to benefit from it. Modern science confirms what Qigong masters have known for centuries. These movements help reduce stress, improve lung capacity, lower blood pressure, and even enhance immune function. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 74-year-old widow from North Carolina. She had no interest in yoga or gym classes, said they were too much noise, not enough peace. A neighbor mentioned a Qigong workshop at the senior center, and Sarah hesitantly signed up. The class began with standing in silence, eyes closed, just breathing. Then slowly the instructor guided them through a series of arm lifts, hip rotations, and soft flowing stretches. Nothing fast, nothing hard. But by the end, Sarah felt warm, not just physically, but emotionally. It felt like my body sighed, she told me. She started practicing at home in the morning before breakfast. 10 minutes, 15 if she had time. And after a few weeks, she noticed she wasn't as tense in her shoulders. Her hands didn't shake as much when pouring her coffee. Even her sleep improved. For her, it wasn't just exercise. It was a return to her own rhythm. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, can something so simple really make that much of a difference? And I'll answer you this way. Ask your body how it feels. After walking on concrete versus floating in a warm pool, ask your mind how it feels after hurrying through the day versus standing in stillness for 5 minutes. These movements, Tai Chi and Qigong, don't replace walking. They enhance it. They nourish your nervous system, restore your balance, and teach your muscles to move with control, not just strength. And here's the best part. You can do them anywhere. Indoors or outdoors, alone or with friends. Morning or evening, no noise, no pressure. Just quiet, purposeful motion. That's the secret that so many seniors never hear. That you don't have to sweat and strain to grow stronger. Sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to heal. These ancient practices offer you a roadmap, not just to physical health, but to emotional resilience, senior inspiration, and wisdom through movement. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by traditional workouts, or afraid that aging has taken away your power, I invite you to try one of these just once. One class, one video, one quiet breath in stillness. Because strength after 65 doesn't look like it used to. And that's not a bad thing. It looks softer. It moves slower. But it's just as real. Let's take a moment. Right now, just pause and notice how your body feels. Are your shoulders a little tense? Is your lower back stiff? Maybe your knees creak a bit when you get up from the chair. See, that's the thing about aging. It doesn't happen all at once. It's subtle. It sneaks up on you. A little tightness here, a little wobble there. And before you know it, the movements you once took for granted, standing tall, reaching high, bending with ease, start to feel like effort. But here's the good news. You don't have to go to the gym, jog outside, or do anything extreme to reclaim that ease. Sometimes the strongest step forward starts from a chair. In this final part of our Elderly Reflections journey through better movement, I want to share 2 exercises that are simple, safe, and incredibly effective for anyone over 65. One helps you stay strong and protect your heart, even if you haven't stepped outside in days. The other helps you regain flexibility, reduce stiffness, and stand taller. All from the comfort of a chair. So let's dive in. Let's begin with number 4 on our list, cycling, especially using a stationary or recumbent bike. Now I know what you might be thinking, cycling at my age? But hear me out. This isn't Tour de France. This is about gentle, joint-safe movement. The seat carries you, your joints don't absorb shock, you just move. Smoothly, rhythmically, and that's what makes it so powerful. Doctors and senior health specialists often recommend stationary cycling as a top option for older adults dealing with arthritis, balance issues, or post-surgery recovery. It's safe, easy to start, and highly adjustable. You can go slow or fast, you can increase resistance or keep it light. And best of all, you can do it while watching your favorite show or listening to your favorite music. It doesn't feel like exercise, but your body still reaps the benefit. Let me tell you about Barbara. She's 71, lives in Oregon, and for most of her life she loved walking. But a few winters ago, the sidewalks became her enemy. Icy, unpredictable, and dangerous. She slipped once and sprained her knee. That was enough. Her doctor suggested a stationary bike. At first she rolled her eyes. "I'm not a cyclist," she said. But she gave it a try. 10 minutes, 3 times a week. And guess what? Her knee pain decreased, her energy levels went up, her blood pressure improved, and she could walk to the mailbox again without fear of falling. Today, Barbara calls that stationary bike her freedom machine. Not because it moves her places, but because it keeps her going on her terms. Cycling doesn't require coordination or stamina, just the willingness to sit, pedal gently, and breathe. If balance is a concern, use a recumbent bike, which has back support and a wider seat. If you prefer outdoors, great, just stick to smooth, flat paths and avoid traffic. But if you'd rather stay inside, an inexpensive pedal machine under your chair works beautifully too. Just remember, it's not about miles, it's about movement. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, chair yoga and stretching routines. I saved this one for last not because it's the least effective, but because it's often the most overlooked. And that's a shame, because flexibility, posture, and joint mobility are just as important as strength and cardio. In fact, without flexibility, everything else suffers. You can't reach, twist, or bend without pain. You sit slouched, you feel stiff when you wake up, and eventually you stop moving altogether. Not because you can, but because it hurts. Chair yoga changes that. It's a gentle, seated form of movement that helps you stretch muscles, loosen joints, and strengthen your posture, all without leaving your chair. And I'll be honest, it feels good, especially if you've been sitting a lot or spending more time indoors. Stretching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders, twisting gently from side to side, these movements might seem small, but they send big signals to your body. Little signals that say, you're still moving, you're still alive, you still matter. Charles is a great example. At 76, he was sharp, kind, and full of stories. But his body, it was stiff. His neck hurt, his lower back complained. He used to walk daily, but the aches caught up with him. His granddaughter, who's a yoga instructor, showed him a 10-minute chair routine. Nothing complicated. Shoulder rolls, neck stretches, seated side bends, ankle circles. He did it each morning before breakfast. And within a month, he said, I don't feel 20 again, but I don't feel 80 either. That was enough. The beauty of chair yoga is that it fits into your day easily. You can do it while watching TV, waiting for the kettle to boil, or before bed to relax. No floor mats, no bending over backward, just your body, your breath, and a few quiet minutes to give your joints some love. And here's a little bonus. Studies show that seniors who regularly stretch not only feel better physically, they experience improved mood, reduced anxiety, and even better sleep quality. That's because movement releases feel-good chemicals in the brain. Yes, even seated movement, especially seated movement. It's gentle, it's doable, and it reconnects you with your body in the most compassionate way. So let's wrap this up with what we've learned. Over these 3 parts, we've covered 6 powerful alternatives to walking that support senior health, independence, and longevity. Water-based workouts to protect joints and build full-body strength. Strength training to prevent muscle loss and maintain mobility. Tai Chi and Qigong to restore balance, clarity, and calm. Stationary cycling to support heart health without impact. Chair yoga to support heart health without impact. Chair yoga and stretch, soothe, and strengthen right where you sit. None of these require extreme effort. None of them demand you be fit to start. They simply ask for one thing: your willingness to keep going. That's what matters most. Because the truth is, movement is more than exercise. It's your declaration that you're still here, that you still value your body, and that's something to be proud of. If you've found value in this series from Elderly Reflections, please take a moment now to give this a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. We're here each week with real-life stories, practical advice, and timeless life lessons from the elderly, all grounded in science, heart, and lived wisdom. And before you go, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Let's see just how far our community reaches. Because whether you're in Texas, Toronto, or Tokyo, you're not alone. You're part of something bigger, and your story matters.